Hey everybody, I'm Chris Stewart and welcome to another edition of High School Sports Weekly presented by OS1 Sports Injury Clinic. We've got another week of high school football action behind us and we've got another big week ahead. Thankfully this week we're getting into area matchup, region play, Class 7A Region 3 squaring off for the first time this weekend. We'll preview those games later, but when we come back, not only are we going to take a look at Week 2 action from the high school football scene, we'll also be spotlighting some of what's happening with volleyball in our area as well. Stay with us as we get things started here on High School Sports Weekly. OS1 Sports Injury Clinic in Hoover is a proud partner of High School Sports Weekly. OS1 has fellowship-trained sports medicine physicians right here in your community. There's no appointment needed. Just drive up to the door. We've got X-ray and MRI on site. So now, being injured or having an orthopedic issue doesn't mean you need to be exposed to sick people. Avoid the hassle and time of going to an ER when you can get more specialized care in a more timely fashion at OS1. Open 7 days a week to serve you. It's OS1 Sports Injury Clinic. And find them online at bettersooner.com. The high school football season now underway. Most, not all, but most of our teams now have 2 games under their belts, and they'll move into region play this week. We'll spotlight those coming up, but right now let's take a look back at Week 2 action in Alabama high school football for Class 7A Region 3. We start with Hoover, which was able to play host to Bessemer City, and wow, what a victory for the Buccaneers. No problem whatsoever, able to rest their starters basically after halftime as they roll to a 62-0 victory over the Tigers. It was a great Shelby County matchup between Oak Mountain and Pelham. Oak Mountain claiming a 28-21 victory over the Panthers as Oak Mountain claims that 7-point victory against their cross-county rival. Spain Park and Briarwood squared off in a really good matchup between 2 non-region teams, but 2 schools that aren't very far apart geographically. 21-14, it would be the Jaguars who claimed the victory over Briarwood's Lions in that one. Tuscaloosa County lost a tough one. They really battled Hillcrest, which has been a power in Class 6A for the last few years, but it was a tough one for the Wildcats as they fall by a final score of 27-20. Gadsden City, though, back in action, and they rolled to a 45-20 win over Fort Payne. Then finally, it was Thompson moving to 2-0 on the year and at the top of the 7A rankings in a dominant 39-7 win over Sparkman High School. So obviously football off to a really good start. Looking forward to getting into region play this week. It's also a great start on the hardwood for volleyball as well. And a great start for all of the teams. 3 of the top 4, though, in the state in Class 7A are from our region, including the top-ranked team in the state and one of the top-ranked teams nationally in the Hoover Buccaneers. Gabrielle Essex and Allie Durbin are the subject of our focus this week. Jerry Young talking with a couple of the top Buccaneers.
Tell us who you are.
Well, according to the stats, I'm a 6'4" middle blocker who's committed to the University of Florida, and I've been on varsity for 3 years.
What do you like to do outside of volleyball?
I like to read and I like to swim.
All right, and
According to stats, like she said, I'm 5'7" setter who was uncommitted at the time. And outside of volleyball, I enjoy baking and hanging out with my sister and friends.
all right, this question for both of y'all. What drives you? Start with you. What drives you?
I really just, my mom has been in the volleyball world for her whole life, and just looking up to her, it really drives me because I want to, make her proud and make her proud of me getting further in life with volleyball.
What drives me is that Hoover has never won a state championship, and our team has been together the longest. In 8th grade, we won a Metro City championship for our middle school, and I aspire to, when I get to Florida, to be like the middle blocker who was there when I was growing up watching them, Vermont Allison.
I know wearing masks at practice and all that's different, but let's talk about COVID-19. Other than that, how has this changed your year?
I am a senior, and I only take 2 classes, and they're both virtual. So instead of coming to school every day and getting to see my friends, for the most part, I'm at my house doing stuff online and not really getting much contact except for the volleyball team.
For me, it was like social events like homecoming and football games, because we always get the chance to go down on the field or get introduced, or pep rallies, and there were just a lot of things that we saw building up over our 3 years before, and it's a little sad that we won't get to experience it, but we're making the best of the situation.
Talk about each one. Take a minute. Talk about your team, your teammates, and what do you expect this year? I know your goal is to win the state championship, obviously, but what do you expect from each other?
From each other, we expect each other to trust each other, and I feel like that comes with the experience that we've had together. And I feel like it's very important as seniors, with there being 8 of us, to have our younger teammates grow so they can continue the legacy once we leave.
I think it's just like we've been together for so long that we're kind of relying on each other now, where it's like, I'm not playing well, but you can lift me up and you can help me and you can hold me responsible when I'm not doing well. And it's just holding each other accountable.
You said you had 8 seniors, so y'all are 2 of the 8, so there's 6 of them, obviously.
Yes.
It's hard to interview everybody, but talk just a minute about you personally with those and growing up with those.
So majority of us went to Bumpus, which is the other middle school. We have 2 split middle schools, and we've been playing forever. I've played club with a bunch of them, and it seems like we're sisters at this point. And Kayla came in from Homewood, and she fit right in freshman year, and so did Kendall Youngblood, who came from Simmons, and they've been a big part of our success.
I think we have a lot of grit, and for the seniors being most of the team and all of us playing, and it only really being like the seniors and our junior outside Raya, I think it's very important that I feel like we know that it's our last chance and we're ready to put it all out there and win this state championship.
I would describe us as relentless. I feel like we're running balls down. I'm trying to get the best set possible with every pass, and then our hitters are just banging balls on the other side of the court. And I mean, we're just really working towards that championship this year.
The next team among the top 4 in the state from Class 7A Region 3 is also from the city of Hoover. The Spain Park Jaguars, Abby Bird, Caitlin Walsh, and Isabella Pretner all spent a little time talking about their season with Jerry.
So I am a senior this year at high school, and volleyball has been a major part of my life for years now. This will be my 7th year playing, and I live in a family with 4 other members. I have 2 younger brothers and then 2 parents, and we have several different pets, and we're always running around the place. But I grew up in a Christian home and been raised on faith, so faith and family is a big deal to me.
I'm a senior at Spain Park. Obviously, I play volleyball. I love volleyball. It's one of my top priorities. I also I'm very involved in my youth group at church. So I like going there, going on trips with them and stuff like that. I spend time with my family a lot, my parents, and I have an older brother and 2 dogs. And I love hanging out with my friends, just doing things with them. I like to go for runs and stuff in my free time. So that's fun. I live right here, so I run at Veterans a lot.
I have been a part of the Spain Park volleyball program for 4 years now, and I've played volleyball since 4th grade. And I put my faith first in everything I do, and my family is really important to me and spending time with them and my friends. And I really enjoy volunteering. And I'm a Hoover Belle, and I'm a part of multiple clubs at school like Got Your Back and Key Club.
I enjoy running a lot. Me and my family, we are big outdoor people, so running has always been fun for us. And then I just enjoy reading and spending time with family and friends and doing things with them.
Every morning you get up, what drives you? What makes you want to get excited and get going that day?
I mean, whatever I have planned for that day, and knowing that God has something planned for me that day, it's not just a pointless day, there is a purpose in me getting up and doing stuff. So just depending if I have church that day or if I have volleyball that day or just schoolwork that I have. So like whatever's on the agenda, I guess, like I'll get excited about it because most of the things that I do, I enjoy doing. I'm not just doing things just to do them.
I love spending time with people and meeting new people, and I love school and I really value my education. So I put all of those first and my faith first every day.
I'm sure your coach tells you that the next game you play could be the last because COVID could ramp back up again. So how do you handle that mentally, knowing that every time you step on the court it could be your last time that year?
It's been hard knowing that it could be the last time that I ever play volleyball since I won't be pursuing it through college, but just giving it my all and doing the best that I can and knowing that I left everything I had on the court. That way if it is my last game or my last opportunity to be on the court, I know that I gave it my all and that was all that I could do.
I mean, just what you said, like it could be the last time, and I love volleyball, everybody on the team loves volleyball, so knowing that every single time I walk in that gym it could be my last time playing, it just makes you even more than normal want to give your all and do your best and leave everything on the court because you don't want to, like the next day here you don't have volleyball anymore and you regret how you played the last time. And just knowing like we don't know how the season's going to go or when it's going to end, if it's going to end earlier, if we're going to get to have the whole thing. But I mean, this team is a special team this year and we're hoping obviously to get to go all the way to state. And so knowing that even though that's not guaranteed this year, it is still a possibility. So we still wake up with that same purpose to get ready for state and try to be the best that we can be.
I try and treat every game like my last and give everything I have, and spending time with my teammates and really making sure I'm taking advantage of that time together.
Talk about your teammates and your season, just kind of talk volleyball now.
Okay, Caitlin Walsh and then Bella Pretner, the two other seniors I've grown up playing with ever since I started. And then we have been playing from Hoover Rec to club to this year, so we've become really close with each other and gotten to know one another really deeply, and I consider them family now. But this team this year is really strong, and we have bonded probably more than any other team that I've been with. We've become kind of family to one another, and throughout COVID we've been able to just bond even more and be each other's family and encourage each other and lift each other up, and it's a really strong team and I'm really proud to be a part of it. But we've been through a lot, so we've come a long ways from where we started.
So there's 3 seniors including me this year, so the other 2, Bella and Abby, are my best friends easily. We've played together since 7th grade. When I started playing volleyball, they had been playing before that, but I met them before 7th grade, but they were the ones who got me to want to play. So I've played with them forever, obviously. And then Audrey Rothman has been on varsity just as long as I have, so I've gotten really close to her. But everybody, like, I think this is the first year that we all agree and we just all say that we're all best friends, like all 13 of us, I think. We all love spending time together, like inside volleyball, outside volleyball. We've been trying to just hang out with the team during all of this, so we're not bringing in COVID or anything like that if we were to be exposed to it. So, but it hasn't been hard is the thing that I think is really cool. Like everybody wants to spend time together and hang out outside of practice. So everybody is just really close. The chemistry is really good. It's probably the best it's ever been, or since I've been on the team at least, the best I've seen it be.
Well, we have a really strong team this year. We have very talented and skilled players this year, and our team chemistry is really good. We've put a lot of time as seniors to make sure every single person and part of the team is involved and feels really important. So we have that aspect, and we also are very talented skill-wise too, so I think we could get really far and hopefully get to state this season as safely as we can.
If you had to pick one word to describe this year's team at Spain Park, what would it be?
Probably devoted.
Resilient.
I'd say this team has a lot of perseverance. I think we do really well at accepting challenges and facing those and trying to push through it as positively as we can, because I think every person has a very positive outlook on things and doesn't let setbacks keep them from success.
I'd say that we all are very hardworking and motivated, and we love what we do, and so we've put a lot into this season, and we're very devoted to this team and being a part of it with each other.
So much has happened in the past months, I guess, and we had to go from March to June not seeing each other, not getting any practice at all, and we've come back from that even better than before quarantine started. There's such a big difference, you can tell. We used to scrimmage on Wednesdays in school, and from that to now, or even just to June when we came back, you could tell that everybody, nobody's making an excuse of, oh, we didn't get to practice for so long or anything like that. Everybody got better from that obstacle and used it to get better, and now we're better than ever.
OS1 Sports Injury Clinic in Hoover is a proud partner of High School Sports Weekly. OS1 has fellowship-trained sports medicine physicians right here in your community. There's no appointment needed. Just drive up to the door. They've got X-ray and MRI on site. So now, being injured or having an orthopedic issue doesn't mean you need to be exposed to sick people. Avoid the hassle and time of going to an ER when you can get more specialized care in a more timely fashion at OS1. Open 7 days a week to serve you. It's OS1 Sports Injury Clinic, and find them online at bettersooner.com.
Welcome to the National Scouting Report Recruiting Roundtable. My name is Larry Perrin, National Director of Football with National Scouting Report. Today we're going to cover a few things on the roundtable. We're going to talk about, will we have a football season? We're going to talk about what college coaches are looking for from prospects now. We're going to talk about things like the dead period and the quiet period. And then we're going to wrap it up and ask, are coaches really recruiting during all this? First of all, are we going to have a football season? Absolutely. The state of Alabama said we can move forward with the football season. We just got to comply to the COVID rules. Wear your mask, social distance, apply by the rules of the stadium so we can continue to keep this going throughout the year and these kids get the opportunity to play their sport. What are college football coaches looking for in a prospect right now? Well, the number one thing that they're telling me is they want a kid that is proactive. They want a kid that is laying down good film, that is updating his film, that is getting his information in the right sets of hands so that information can get in front of college coaches. Kids that are waiting on coaches to come to them saying, I'm good enough, they're going to find me. That's not true this year. This is really a tough year with regard to recruiting, so you need to be proactive in your recruiting. We've had the dead period that has now been extended to September the 30th. That dead period is where college coaches don't come off campus and you can't go on campus to get recruited. So that's still in force right now. Division II programs are in they had a quiet period most of the summer, and now they're in their normal recruiting schedule. And of course, Division III and NAI and JUCO are in their normal cycle. Are schools really recruiting? Absolutely they are. They are looking for that kid that wants to play at the next level, that has the skill set to fit the box that they recruit for their division. And they're absolutely out there recruiting. Again, we wanted to come to you today to give you a little bit of information about football recruiting. And we hope to see you next week on the National Scouting Report Recruiting Roundtable.
Week number 3 of the high school football season. Some people said we'd never get there. Thankfully we are, but we're also getting into region play, so not as many games, but the intensity will go up as you have region matchups starting with Oak Mountain and Gadsden City getting things started with our region slate. Hewitt, Trussville, and Spain Park will square off. It'll be the first game of the year for Vestavia Hills and the first game in the final season for Buddy Anderson as the head coach of the Rebels. His last matchup against the Rebels, big rivals from Hoover. And finally, it'll be Tuscaloosa County taking on Thompson to wrap up week number 3 action in Class 7A Region 3. A big thank you once again to our sponsors for our program. Also, We really appreciate the response we've gotten from you as we've just launched this show within the last couple of weeks, but hope that you will continue to support us, not only by watching it, but also by sharing through Facebook and also on our YouTube channel. Find it, follow, share with others as well, and also be on the lookout. Our producers will be coming to your school soon to do features on our great student athletes that make up Class 7A Region 3. For all of us at High School Sports Weekly and our presenting sponsor, OS1 Sports Injury Clinic, I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.